Here in Southern California, there's no question about it. You need a car. Although there are questions, should you lease or should you buy? These are expert tips and pieces of advice from Southern California Toyota. We are here at one of your favorite Southern California Toyota dealerships here in California. And guys, this is the moment of truth. Every time we talk about cars, we talk about buying versus leasing a car. I know some of you always think about that when you think of needing a new car, because here in Southern California, having a car is not actually a luxury but a necessity. But coming from the Philippines, since we don't have leasing options over there, some of us, when we get here, we don't know what leasing is. And so these two guys from Southern California Toyota are here to join us, talk to us about that. Our Kababayans, hello, what is leasing about?
Well, Janelle, I've been with Toyota for 12 years, and one thing I know about leasing is there's a lot of advantages about leasing. A lot of customers come in here, and one of the main things they're always concerned about is, what's my monthly payment going to be? And of course, everybody argues or they negotiate to get a low monthly payment, and the best thing to do it is to lease the car. To get you, you can get a nice vehicle. A lot of times people buy cars, on an average $20,000 car, their payment is normally anywhere from $400 to $500 a month. Whereas you can come in here and lease a vehicle. Instead of 5 years, you can lease it for 3 years, and your payment is anywhere from $300 to $350. Well, $300 car payment versus a $400 or $500 car payment, it's a lot more affordable. You get a lot more money for your car. And the last 5 cars I've owned, I've actually leased it.
Ray is an advocate of leasing, and he says lease a car. But Carlos, do you agree?
No, actually I don't, Buying a car is the way to go. A lot of you Filipinos, you guys want to own Toyotas. You definitely don't want to lease it. Reason being is, you got mileage restrictions on the vehicle. With Toyota's incentives right now, with their low rates, I'm telling you, the best way to go is to buy a car. Your payments might be a little bit higher, but in the end, after 4 or 5 years, 6 years, you own the car. You don't have to worry about the miles. You don't have to worry about the tires. You definitely don't have to worry about anything at all as far as the body, because it's going to be your car after 4 or 5 years.
Wow, Ray, I think Carlos has a point.
Yeah, he does have a good point there. Everybody wants to own something, right? Well, the nice thing about leasing is you always have your options. Let's say you lease the car for 3 years. The difference between that, you buy a car for 5 years, 3 years later, you still don't own that car. And then a lot of people decide, you know what? I see that new design coming in. I want that car. But you know what? I'm stuck in a 5-year purchase. It's hard for me to trade because your position a lot of times is you owe more than what the car's worth.
That's a good point, Carlos. And sometimes, too, when you don't want to get stuck in a car, because after a while the car gets old and then there's a lot of maintenance problems.
Definitely, that's one of the things that advantages of leasing. But buying the car, again, it's the ownership of Toyota. With Toyota being so dependable and being reliable, this is the car you're going to own. Statistically, most people, when they have a Toyota, they keep the car for more than 5 years, I would think. We have Toyota cars that has 300,000 miles. We're talking, they last a long time. It's the ownership. It's not, after 3 years and you have to think about returning it. You have to worry about the mileage again. Lots of restrictions on the vehicle.
That being said, Toyota being dependable, I know Camry, the last 90% of the Camrys sold in the 90s are still on the road today. So it still runs very dependable maintenance and parts of Toyota, very durable car.
Sure, the question here is not whether you want to own or how long a Toyota is going to last. Yeah, Toyotas do last for a long time, but the real question is, what's the real payment going to be? Because you can go on a 5-year purchase and have a payment you can't afford, and next thing you know, you're having trouble making your monthly payments. Versus a lease, it's a lot more affordable. It's like you date a girl, you date it for 3 years. If you like it, great. If you don't, bring it back, get another car.
So you're saying, that's a good analogy. You're saying leasing a car is like dating a girl, and buying a car is like marrying a girl.
Well, you know what? If she looks good, you should marry her.
Yes, exactly. So that said, before we get to other discussions here, going back to talking about the car buying versus leasing, who should lease a car?
More like college students, family that are starting off, just people that are, just wanting a low monthly payment.
Perfect. Thank you. And who should buy a car?
everybody. With Toyota's incentives right now, everybody should be buying cars right now. Leasing is, like I said, it's okay, but buying a car with the incentives, very, very little interest out there. I'm just letting you know, now's the time to buy a car instead of leasing it.
And because Southern California Toyota dealers make it easy, how do Southern California Toyota dealerships make it easy for us to lease a car?
Well, they've got a lot of incentives. They want to make sure monthly payments are affordable. The way Toyota designs their leases, they want you to stay in the Toyota family. It gives you a payment that's affordable. And once the lease is over, it's definitely so much easier to stay in the Toyota family.
And there are also drive-off fees and all that.
Not necessarily. There is, but you can definitely go zero down if it's necessary.
Wow, zero cash output. What about buying a car? How do Southern California Toyota dealers make it easy for us to buy a car?
Well, the best thing that Toyota ever did is put a maintenance plan on their vehicle with having a 2-year free maintenance. As far as buying, really the rates. There isn't any bank out there that can compete with Toyota rates right now at this moment. And that's how Toyota makes it easy.
Perfect. So it's settled then. You got the information, leasing a car versus buying a car, dating a girl versus marrying a girl. See the analogy there? But it's up to you to decide. Either way, Southern California Toyota dealers make it easy for us.